This is Mach Breaker's Numan Athletic 2, which only came out as an arcade game back in 1995, and apparently it was only released in Japan. However, when I was going through the list of Mach Breaker's ROMs, there seems to be an English version too, so it seems a little strange to be only posted as Japanese. But let's go ahead and give this game a go. First things first, I gotta mention that this game only has 3 buttons. So I didn't bother putting the controller overlay because all you're using is 3 buttons, and you'll understand why I'm not including it. So the game has 7 characters, and each character has specific stats, and they may or may not help you in specific mini games. But the first one is always a running mini game. And as you can see, you just gotta continuously tap left and right. And the middle button is not being used in this minigame. So this is why I'm not including controller overlay, because all you're doing is just pressing 2 buttons and tapping it as fast as you can. Now, when you enter a minigame, you're gonna see at the top left where it says qualify. If you lose the race, that means that you could still manage to go to the second stage, or second day as they call it, and each minigame gives you 2 chances to actually qualify. So if you fail to qualify the first time, you can do it again on the second time. And remember, this is an arcade game, so if you fail both times, you're gonna have to put another quarter in. So if you do really have the real cabinet of this game, then here you're gonna have to put some more quarters. Or if you're playing on MAMEs, you just press 1 button and continue on. But in this case, I did the dip switches and I put free play, so I can just continuously do it. This game goes by days, and each day has different minigames, and all those minigames are completely different from each other, so that's good to know. In this minigame, all you gotta do is run, but this time you get to press the middle button, and that does a little kick to break the ice. And you can tell when the ice is coming because there's an indicator on the bottom where they're running, and it turns blue, or like a shade of blue. So that will help you a lot in this mini game. And again, like I previously mentioned, there are specific characters faster than other characters, so you might have to tap faster than normal if you have a slow character, and if you have a fast character, you don't have to tap as fast. This whole game revolves around skill building, and what I mean by that is the whole time when you're trying to tap left and right, you gotta synchronize the tapping with your brain and your physical arms as well. So the more synchronized that you are in your brain, the better execution that you will have. So as you can see, I hit 22 pieces, and to qualify was 19 pieces. So that means that I can choose the next mini game, and there are up to 5 days in this game. And this specific minigame that you're about to see is all about timing. Basically, you gotta wait until the bar reaches at the end, but if it reaches to the end, it can also overlap and go right back to the bottom. So that means that you had tapped the power at a very low power level. And what you're pushing here is actually the monster behind you. I highly suggest that you play this game on a monitor. The low latency of a monitor is gonna help you in these games significantly, because you gotta remember that the arcade cabinets come with these CRTs built in, and these are low latency CRTs. But here we are, we have to reach 110 meters, and I'm at 90 so far. Are we gonna make it? Just barely. Wow. So this next minigame involves timing as well. First, you gotta tap as fast as you can, and as soon as you reach right in front of that F1 racer, you gotta press the middle button and continuously tap again. So let's see how this one turns out. Well, I forgot to press the button. So whenever you do fail and fail to even qualify, the game is going to allow you to continue from that specific day, and you can play the minigame as well. Also, you can pick a different character. So here you can see the specific stats for each character. Now once you pick your character, you can go back to the same minigame or a different minigame. However, if you do go back to the same minigame, the goal will be much easier to reach. So the qualifying score or goal that you need will actually be lower than before, and that's very helpful. But in this case, I went to a different one because I just want to showcase the mini games to you guys. And then this one, it's basically all you gotta do is go left and right with this platform and just defeat the monsters that are coming towards you. Now the minigame does start slow, and throughout the minigame the monsters will go faster and faster. So this is definitely one of those games where reaction time is really needed. And that's the game. It's pretty self-explanatory. Let's go check another game now. In this minigame, you have to stop a big missile coming right at you, but you have to hold the middle button because you gotta angle it, and then you gotta tap as fast as you can to raise up that power gauge and just throw it back and see the nice animation. So let's take a look at this one. So the qualifying goal is 4,100 meters. Nope, failed. Damn. Alright, then this second try. But let's check another minigame now. So in this minigame, you have to time your dives, well, the stroke of the dive. And the better the timing is, the faster you're gonna dive downwards because you are diving underwater. And as soon as you hit the amount of meters that you need, you have to tap left and right as fast as you can because you're losing oxygen and you gotta go all the way to the surface because you need to breathe some air. I'm sure if you find a couple of friends to play this game with you, it would be a blast because it's just like Mario Party minigames, right? But you're also skill building at the same time, so that's a win-win. Alright, now we gotta turn back up, swim all the way upwards. And that's what Mach Breakers is all about. It's just a bunch of mini games that you can play with your real life friends at the arcades and see who can tap buttons faster than anyone else. Now, just as a bonus, we're gonna go take a look at Numan Athletics. This is the first game, Mach Breakers is the second game. In this game, however, whichever player you are, that's the character you pick. So obviously you can see there's 4 characters in this game. So if you're first player and you're on the left side, you're gonna always pick the girl. Even if you lose, it's still gonna give you the girl. So you're forced to play her if you're first player. But a lot of the mini games in this first game is already in the second game. It's just a little bit different, and it's always starting with running. Like you're always running in the first ones for each game. And there's another mini game where you have to go left and right and shoot down whatever's coming towards you. It's the same thing as the monsters one I just showed you. And the one with the big missile is pretty much the same thing as this one, where you gotta hold and angle it. So you're better off just playing the second one rather than the first one, unless you really want to experience the first one first and then go on to the second game. Just make sure you're playing this on a monitor, because games like this one you're seeing now requires very low latency. But that was Numan's Athletic 1 and 2, which number 2 is called Mach Breakers. I don't know why they changed the name, but I hope you discovered and explored a new game here, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a good day.